Welcome to the FreeGameDonD podcast, life, family, and business. Hey, listen, man. Today I have the honor of having Coach Dante Karon Wright in the studio, better known as Coach K Wright. He is the CEO of Overlook Skills Academy. He hails from South Carolina, played ball at South Carolina State for a few years, played D1 basketball for 3 years, finished in the top 20 in three-pointers made in all NCAA Division I ball, which I thought was phenomenal. Has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in business. Also played professional ball for 5 years internationally. So Coach K Wright, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are. I know I gave a little teaser, but man, tell us who you are, man.
Man, first off, thank you for having me. Man, first off, I'm a man of God. I love my family, really family oriented. And I just love to serve, man. I love to help people and help people grow towards the things that they want to achieve and do in life. That's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love that. Man of God, because and full disclosure, our son is a part of Overlook Skills Academy, and that's one of the things that I love the most. That you're a man of God. So when it comes to the kids, I like the fact that they pray, before practice and after practice as a team. I love that, man. Like,
Yes, sir.
How did that originate?
Man, honestly, it's my routine, right? Before I do anything, I just try to go ahead, even before me and you had this interview, I just try to go ahead and pray, say what I'm thankful for, say what I want to happen. And I ran into an instance where, of course, every kid isn't growing up Christian. Right. Some kids are growing up a little different. So I was like, at least I can still, showcase the God in me by making them state like what they're thankful for and what they want to happen, because we all are thankful for something and we all want something to happen. Yeah,
I love that. Now, so you teach kids, but you also teach players at other levels too, like
yes, sir.
In the United States and internationally. So you teach, I guess, professionals.
I wouldn't say professionals. I've ran across a few professionals that I've trained and stuff like that, like a couple of G League players from around the area and other places. But when I'm international, I pretty much deal with a lot of kids. Or kids that's trying to transition from like 16, trying to come to the States to come play college basketball. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, so let's kind of get into it. So you're the CEO of Overlook Skills Academy, better known as OSA.
Yes, sir.
Why did you start OSA?
Man, Overlook actually started off as a movie. It started off as like a documentary, right? Me and one of my buddies from college, named Emmanuel, me and him was just pretty much riding around school. He would like film me. I would film certain things of myself just throughout my college journey. And the reason why I called it Overlook is because I felt overlooked my entire life, especially in the form of basketball, as a basketball athlete. I went to high school at Silver Bluff High School. I probably was one of the best basketball players to come through there as far as to go to college, straight out of high school, to go play Division I basketball. But yeah, my sophomore year, I had a really solid sophomore year. My junior year, I had broke a state record. I had hit 10 threes, so that put me in the state record book. And my senior year.
Hold up. 10 threes in one game?
10 threes in one game. Yep. It tied me for I think it was fourth in the state. I'm pretty sure somebody didn't knock me off now because everyone's shooting threes.
Yeah, everybody's shooting threes now.
Yeah, that was back in 2012, 2011, something like that. But yeah, man. So I did all those things and I still didn't have any offers. I didn't have any offers. The only school that offered me was Aiken Tech. And Aiken Tech ended up folding. The whole basketball program folded. So even if I did accept that offer, I wasn't gonna be able to go. So yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I was at Aiken Tech when they first kind of started that program.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't believe in it, so I didn't, this ain't gonna last, man. So I didn't mess with it, man. But shout out to Aiken Tech.
Yeah.
So you had no offers coming out of high school. So what does that even feel like for a hooper?
Man, honestly, I wasn't like sad or anything like that. Like I trusted in my work.
Mm.
I knew I was good enough. I just knew I didn't have the exposure, and I knew that it's like a woman that wants to be a wife, right? It's like, hey, I know I have all the qualities to be a wife, but I just haven't ran across the right partner, the right person. God hasn't sent me my person yet, and so that's kind of how I viewed it from a basketball standpoint of me just, I haven't ran to the right coach that, believe in my skill set or to even, be exposed to my skill set, so to speak. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So coming out of high school, you didn't have any offers, but you did have one official visit, right? So
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
So I had an official visit at Francis Marion, and the reason how I got that official visit was because I played at their elite camp. So I went, played at their elite camp, me and my best buddy Tavares, and I caught severe cramps. Like I was dehydrated. I was literally stuck in the hospital in Florence for 2 days. And throughout that process, the coaches, they came to visit me and they took liking to me because I was playing well at the camp. And they was like, hey, like, was the workout too much? And I was just telling them my regimen, certain things that I was doing throughout each week. And they was like, you know what, we want to have you come back on an official visit. So that was a great experience. I mean, I didn't play well, but I mean, just me being in high school still, being able to go to the school and kind of get a taste of like a college practice. I don't even know if that was legal or not, but I played with the team. I had a whole full practice with the team, and I definitely got exposed. So that allowed me to be hungry going into my senior year as well, just because I got a taste of like the college level.
Yeah, for sure. Now, because I was just sitting there, I was just kind of baffled because you said that you were all region, how do you become? How's a player all region, all state, and doesn't get any? I know you talked about, I guess, exposure, right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem, exposure.
Exposure, and I think I'm gonna be honest with myself, right? Because I'm always like, as you get older, you start realizing coach's eyes versus player's eyes, right? Like as a parent, you have parent eyes. Mama's got mama's eyes,
For sure.
So I realized that I guess they kind of question if I could transition into a point guard. I think that was the question about me because I was so much of a scorer. I was so much as a shooter.
Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think that was possibly the issue. And I mean, I am 5'10", soaking wet.
It's funny, man. Back in the day, man, being 5'10", hey, that was
was
point
it.
guard size.
That was it.
So yeah, that's funny, man. So you do have a lot of experience, just personally as it pertains to ball. You're not just one of these guys just like, oh, I'm gonna be a trainer. Like you literally have a lot of experience on a few different levels, man. So I think that was important for people to know. So when it comes to Overlook Skills Academy, like what is your goal for Overlook Skills Academy?
My goal for Overlook is to first and foremost get us our home. So get us a building, right? Over the past few years, we've been operating out of Riverview and most recently out of Old Macedonia. And that's been a blessing to us. But working towards building our first facility so we don't have to rent out the gym or anything like that. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And I'm kind of going back here a little bit. Overlook Skills Academy. I love that name because it's about kids who've been overlooked.
Yes.
And so I think that was very intentional on your part. Overlook Skills Academy. You've been overlooked. This is the place for you to develop your skills so that you can be seen. I hate that. I wanted to add that in there because I think that's really powerful.
And I feel like everyone's been overlooked at some form of fashion in life, right?
For sure.
At some point, someone's been overlooked. So I feel like everyone can relate to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I know you talked about how you want to create a shoe circuit team for Overlook Skills Academy. Speak to that.
Yeah. So that falls in my goals for Overlook. I want us to have a shoe circuit team home base here. I feel like we got enough talent pulling from Aiken County and kids that's here in Augusta as well. I feel like we can have a shoe circuit team and we can funnel it either through our facility or even the rec, kind of how they did with Upward a few years back. So yeah, that's definitely one of my goals.
Yeah, and you also talked about how you'd like to do like camps and things of this nature. So you got a lot going on already with Overlook Skills Academy, but you still have a lot of other things you would like to do, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we just had our first, like I guess I would say big camp, right, for the middle school invitational. We was looking for some of the best middle school players, pretty much here in our area, trying to pull kids from Atlanta, Orangeburg, Myrtle Beach, places like that. We had a pretty good turnout for the first one. And the goal is pretty much to take over camps here in the state of South Carolina and then eventually merge out to other states and stuff, similar to what Breakthrough does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk about Breakthrough. I know you told me that you work with a group called Breakthrough. Speak to that.
So I work for a company called Breakthrough. They run camps all over all 50 states. They find the best of the best coaches, and they have them teach youthful kids basic fundamentals of the game. They teach them all the way down to the ages of, I think, as young as 5 or 6 or something like that. But yeah, it's a great gig, man. I enjoy it. They've definitely helped expand my network of people as far as camps wise, and it also keeps me sharp because it allows me to see different kids from different states and also get a better understanding of what certain kids from certain areas comprehend better and stuff like that. So it allows me to see a bunch of talent.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it's like even though you own Overlook Skills Academy, OSA, you still take other opportunities to continue to grow and kind of learn what outfits are doing that are much bigger than you, so you can kind of like figure out what may or may not work for Overlook Skills Academy. And some people don't have I guess the patience to do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to you for that because I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I definitely want to be a student in my field, man. I also work with a company called DBX as well. This is the company I do camps with out in Amsterdam and Germany and stuff like that. We got a real powerhouse team. Like we pulling guys from Texas, Florida. We got another guy coming all the way from Italy. Yeah, it's a pretty good movement.
Yeah, no, I love that, man, because a lot of folks, man, once they get in a certain space, they forget to be a student. Yeah. You're always a student, man.
Yes.
I mean, like
that can't go nowhere.
Me and Michael are spending a lot of money, next month to go off to a conference, because we're always learning. We're always being students of what we do. So shout out to you, man. I think that's amazing for Overlook Skills Academy. Now, it's not just you though, right? So talk about your staff. You have a staff.
Yeah. So I got Coach J, Coach Moses, and Coach T. Coach J name is K Wright. That's my baby brother. And Coach T is Theron Stevens and Moses Cheek. All four of us, we've been growing this thing together over the years. And yeah, I don't see that. I don't see us ever splitting, honestly. We all got a good relationship and we all love what we do and we all love teaching the game.
Yeah, no, your staff is great, man. I remember when I first met Coach Jadakiss. I said, only Jadakiss I know is the rapper. But it's hard for me to call him Coach Jadakiss, but I do the best that I can. I mean, yeah. But either way, a phenomenal staff, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate Coach Moses, we love him. This a phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
Your whole staff is just very humble and
and everyone's played high level. Like Coach T's played overseas, Coach and played Division I. Coach J's played Division I basketball as well. Coach J also played on the Adidas Gauntlet circuit, and that was a big deal. That's basically like the 3SB Adidas back that they have right now. Yeah, and Coach Moses is just finishing up his college career, so yeah, we get to it.
Yeah, man. No, y'all definitely get to it. And you also talked about, I know we're talking about the goals for OSA. You talked about having your home gym, and we talked about how you had some sponsors to help with that. So is Overlook Skills Academy looking for some other partnerships to help with some other needs of OSA?
Most definitely. We'll be putting out some stuff soon. Um, as we continue growing our gym. Uh, I really want us to get actually in the gym first, but we'll definitely be putting it out and
Yeah.
presenting it to certain people for sure.
Yeah, no, I like that, man, because I think that, that just gives you more control.
Yeah,
In business, you want control. Don't get me wrong. We appreciate all the partnerships, man, but at some point, you're gonna have to be in control of your own ship,
for
right?
sure. For
So
sure.
I love the fact that you guys have your own spot now. Of course, you're
Mhm.
trying to get it up to par and things of this nature. I understand, but
Yep.
that's still a gigantic step for you guys, man. So congratulations on that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what do you want kids to get from OSA?
That's a great question. I want kids to be able to function in any basketball environment, right?
Right.
Um, I don't want them to have a tough time transitioning from middle school to high school or from high school to college,
Mm.
mainly, right? I want to make sure they are equipped to be able to go in and do what they need to do so they can be the players that they inspire to be. I also want them to, you know, gain some work ethic. Continue. Everyone that we train, for the most part, I mean, have great parents. Like their parents push them, and they instill great core values in them as far as like integrity, character. A lot of stuff, man. I'm actually blessed. Like some stuff I don't have to deal with and teach. I mean, from my standpoint, I may have to teach a kid how to, you know, how to work at a certain skill set, but for the most part, as far as like work ethic and making kids go, they just need that extra push. At least the kids that's locked in with us in OSA school.
Mm. So I love that. So now you also talked about because you just brought up something. You said OSA school because there's a difference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk
Definitely
about
a
that. So we got
difference.
OSA school, and then we have, I guess, the drop-in kids.
Yep.
So make sure you talk about that.
Okay, so OSA school is kids that's pretty much they can train anytime throughout the week, Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
Most OSA school kids they come at minimum twice a week because we know kids and parents got busy schedules. Some kids got church events, stuff like that. But we make sure we get you in. Drop in students, they only come once a week. So I mean, they're still valuable too. I mean, some of them just have busy schedules that they can't commit to training multiple times throughout the week.
And so, for parents listening to this, like, how do they know? I guess the financial obligation between OSA school versus just dropping in every now and then.
So the financial obligation is you pretty much make some installment pays, right? If you want to be in OSA school, it's only 4 payments. You lock out those 4 payments, you don't have to pay another dime for the entire year for your kid to train. Now, if you're a drop in, you only can come in on Wednesdays or Fridays.
Mm.
So that's like the biggest difference. If you in OSA school, you got so much flexibility with your schedule. Like if you cancel this day and you like, hey, can I come tomorrow at the same time?
For sure.
9 times out of 10, the answer is yes.
For sure. So basically, I like that because I know our son is in OSA school. So there's more flexibility for kids who have parents that can actually commit to the process, for the entire year.
For sure.
Right? Which
for
makes
sure.
sense. I mean, because end of the day, and I think sometimes parents forget this, you're still running a business.
Oh, yeah.
You still
most
have
definitely.
staff. We
Yes.
still have to pay for resources and buildings. A lot of stuff has to get paid for, right?
For sure.
So, you're asking for a commitment from the parents because, you have a commitment that you have to meet as well and a staff that you have to take care of, man.
For sure.
So I do like the fact that, if a kid is supposed to come on certain days, if they're in OSA school, you can say, hey, well, just come tomorrow or come, Thursday, Friday.
Mhm.
There's a lot more flexibility afforded to that kid because he's in the OSA school versus the drop-in kid. And you
kid.
love all the kids. So it's
Yeah.
not that it's just that this is just how it's set up.
Yep.
So, I love that. Yeah. So now you also talked about how you want the kids to understand that coaches are human. So I'm assuming maybe you've had some sort of experience where maybe a child didn't understand that or maybe you felt that way. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So you know how I'm gonna speak on kids, right? Because we all was a kid at some point. Kids can can dehumanize their teachers, coaches, and even sometimes their parents, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of times, like, the things that we say and the things that we do is bond, is golden, right? And I try to be relatable as possible to the kids, right? Because you want everyone to feel comfortable. You want everyone to feel like they can talk to you. So that's one thing I said that's one thing I meant when I said, yeah, I want the kids to understand that coaches are human and coaches make mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this kid looks at you like a role model, of course, and as well as he should.
For sure.
But I'm still human now. So, I'm a human just like you. So just give me some grace here. Because God knows I'm giving you grace as the coach, right?
Most definitely.
So I'm sure you're giving these kids a lot of grace yourself.
Yeah.
So no, I love that, man. So let me ask you this. Like, why should a parent send their child to OSA?
Oh, man. I got to say it. We're the best. Like, simply.
DJ Khaled?
Yeah, we the
Okay.
best. But on a serious note, man, we're going to love on your kid, and your kid is definitely going to get pushed. No disrespect to anyone else that's in the industry and that does what we do. But, we just got a lot of equipment, and we got a lot of knowledge, man. And our methods and the things that we do to force your kid to think and to remember certain things, it goes beyond just like, hey, you need to step left, right when you're doing this, or, it actually puts you in a more so a basketball environment, because in a basketball environment, you're going to have to think. You're going to have to know what you're doing. So that's pretty much what our training is. It's real detailed, for sure. And we show you what you're doing wrong on camera right there on site. So we used to do this thing called video feedback, and I wish we can get back to it. So when I first started training, we were the only ones doing video feedback. So I was sending, like, kid you not, like 25 to 28 videos to parents each time their kid trained. It was ridiculous. So then I was doing that like each week. And then I got to a point where I was like, all right, I'm going to send out one video a week.
Right.
And then obviously, you grow and you get so many kids. It's like, hey, this is this is impossible to do.
So it just was, you just couldn't keep it up logistically. It's too much.
Yeah. As the years went on, I just couldn't. Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah. And listen, I like also that you interview the parents as it pertains to their child. So what's that process like?
So if we interview parents mainly for OSA school, right? And we do it basically to make sure your kid and you are a good fit for what we're trying to do, and for what you say you're trying to do.
Right, for sure.
Because a lot of times you get parents, of course, they have the funds.
Hold on a second, Coach. For what you're trying to do, or for what you say you're trying to do.
Exactly.
That's it. I like that. I like the latter part of that.
Yeah.
For what you say you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. So yeah, man, I think that's the curveball in it. And you'll catch some parents that, like I said, that have the funds to pay for OSA school, but just not as committed. Like, over the time, like, we had 3 kids that dropped out of OSA school just because, some of them just couldn't take the commitment of coming and working hard and stuff like that. And it's okay. I think coming to us is, it can do 2 things. It can push you towards things you want to come to, or it can make you come to reality like, hey, this is not what I really want to do. I need to put more focus in something else. So I think that's good for both, the kid and the parent, right? Especially as they get up in age. But we still want you to have fun with basketball. But once you commit to OSA school, basically you letting us know like, hey, I'm serious about this. I at least want to make my middle school team, or I want to, make this certain travel ball team, or I'm trying to do this so I can actually make some money and go to college one day and get my schooling paid for, type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like that. So I know you said that you interview the parents and make sure that, because me and my Kel, we think about our business like we interview people.
Yeah.
So do you ever have to tell a parent listen, this might not be a good fit for what y'all say y'all want?
100%, yes. Yes. It's probably the hardest thing to do, especially after we've seen a kid during an evaluation. I mean, we've had some that would still continue and actually, pay the money and do it, and some would just kind of run away just because, like, hey, man, this man basically turning us away. He's saying he don't even want to take our money, but we gonna rock out with that.
Wow. So I mean, I think that's something, because it's not like kids, because I mean, it's still a business.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that, listen, just because you got money and you come talk to me about your kid, this I don't want you to waste your money.
For sure.
Based on what you say you want to get out of this, I can't give you that.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm seeing.
And I think more coaches got to be honest with parents, right? I mean, some parents have unrealistic goals for their kids when it comes to athletics.
Right.
And if parents can, grasp that, I mean, it'll make everything so much easier.
Yeah. So that was kind of like what I was about to transition into, which was, how do you deal with parents that have unrealistic expectations of their children, or parents that are maybe living vicariously through their kids? Matter of fact, you probably can't even comment on that.
Yeah.
I might be bad for business. I don't know.
No, you're fine. I mean, most people that deal with us, I mean, they know we all are honest. Like, for me, Coach Moses, Coach Jay, all the people they pretty much see on a day-to-day basis, we all are honest, man. And I don't want anyone to feel misled. It's the worst thing that can happen as an athlete, right? I've been misled before. I've had coaches like sell me a dream. In actuality, they viewed me this way type thing. So I think the best thing you can do is just be completely honest and tell parents and the kid where they are, and obviously what they need to do so they can, change that result.
So let me ask you this. Who do you give credit? Well, before I get into that, like, when it comes to the success of OSA, Overlook Skills Academy, what have been some of the accomplishments that you guys have had as coaches and as an organization that you're the most proud of? I know that I seen the phenomenal Dunbar kid competing in the championship for the state of South Carolina, 4A. So talk about some of y'all's accomplishments and moments that you've been proud of.
Oh man, I'm probably the worst at this, right? Because I don't post. I don't post our kids a lot, and I got to do a better job of that. But yeah. So products of our area that we've had a huge, help in, because obviously it takes a village to raise a kid and help a kid become who they are today, is definitely Deron Dunbar, my brother, of course, Traven Wright, Selena Grant, all these kids we've seen, and Cade Hensley. We've had these kids since, and not to mention LJ. Heck, I can just go down the list.
Sure.
LJ Oden. We've had these kids since we started. Honestly, they started out with us when we was at the park. Man, you know where Spiderweb Park is?
No.
And over there, like by Bell Drive and Beach Island?
No, I don't.
Okay. When COVID hit, we was out there at that park. Like, we've had those kids right there are like the pillars of OSA.
Sure.
I mean, they're still hooping. So
these are kids these are foundational kids, and you've seen them grow. And of course, I mean, I see Selena and some of these kids. They balling. So
yeah.
And so I'm assuming, as the CEO of OSA, that's a real proud feeling, right?
It is, man. And obviously the journey isn't done yet. I mean, for Deron, it was exciting seeing him sign to Augusta University. I was happy for that.
Sure.
But Selena hasn't signed yet. She's about to go into her senior year next year. She's a junior. They got her ranked as like number one girl in her class in the state of South Carolina. LJ's in the top rankings as a fourth grader, so that's exciting. And Traven's one of the top combo guards in his class as well. So I think they got him ranked as like 9th. So it's exciting just seeing these kids go off and do great things. We also got a couple kids that was with us early on that's they should be about to graduate college now. Davion
Wow.
Scales. My thing is, man, I just want to always point guys in the right direction so they can achieve the things they want to achieve.
Wow.
I mean, I can't necessarily do it for you, but I can help you work towards it, and I can point you in the right direction.
Wow. No, man, that's dope. So let me ask you this, man. When you think about all the success you've had, as the owner of Overlook Skills Academy, like who do you credit a lot of your success for? To?
Definitely my mom and dad, right? First and foremost, they gave me the freedom to experiment a lot, especially when I was getting ready to, when I was going through the process of finishing my master's and stuff like that. I actually was finishing my master's while I was playing overseas.
Wow.
Yeah, I literally would play a game, rush back home, try to bang out a few assignments or whatever, so I wouldn't go out with my teammates and stuff like that. Man, I was definitely disciplined during those times.
Yeah, shout out to your parents, man. Phenomenal people.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Two phenomenal people. Every time I see them, it's love. I almost feel like we know each other for real.
Yeah.
But I really just know them, through you. And then when I see them out, I just want to just give them a hug and show them love. They just seem like great people.
Appreciate
that. So shout out to mom and dad.
I'll be sure to share that with them. Appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to mom and dad, man. So mom and dad have always had your back. Always supported you through your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember even sometimes seeing your dad, Gerald Wright, at some of the when Donald first started with Overlook. He would be out there sometimes. I thought he was one of the coaches. I didn't really know, but he was just he was involved. And
he was just being there. Yep.
He was there. Now your brother was there too. So
yeah.
It's funny. I know his name is is it Travion?
Traven. Yep.
Traven. I call him Baby K Wright for some reason, and I know that's not his real name, but we just call him Baby K Wright.
He looked just, man. If you seen a picture of me growing up as a kid, we look just alike. That's my little twin.
Yeah, so I just call him Baby K Wright, man. Yep. So, but that being said, man, you come from a phenomenal family, man.
I appreciate
so shout out to
Thank
your family.
Thank you so much.
So let me ask you this: like, what is your purpose?
My purpose, man.
And before you answer that, always define your purpose as that in which you do that requires the least amount of effort. So people that say something is their purpose, but that ain't that ain't really your purpose. Like, what do you do that you just wake up and you just do this?
To serve in a basketball capacity, right? I think that's something that I do effortlessly, right? Whether it's someone calling me, asking me like, hey, what do you think about my kid going to try out for this team or this team? Whether it's someone asking me like, hey, can you come with me to my school visit? I want you to kind of, give me your thought process of like the things the coach is saying to me and stuff like that. All the way down to, hey, do you think my kid would learn playing for this coach or that coach? Like, I'm always serving from that capacity.
No, listen, that's 100% fact because we've asked you like, hey, this AAU coach approached us about Donald. He's like, nah, don't do that. And I appreciate it because I trust you when you tell me this. I feel like you're not going to tell me nothing wrong. I mean, we just hey, because he's tall. Hey, come over here and do this. And I said, I gotta talk to his coach about this. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you are definitely that dude that's going to tell parents the truth, whether parents want to listen or not. I mean,
for sure, because and I never tell. I always, of course, the parent. I don't got to tell a parent that they got dominion over their kid. They already know
for
that.
Sure.
But I always let them know, like, hey, like you don't want to kill the momentum that we've all invested in.
For sure.
It's not just about me. It's about you guys too, because you guys have invested in it. The kid is investing in it. You just don't want to have your kid with the wrong person and they killing confidence.
Yeah.
Because confidence is everything when it comes to this sport.
Yeah, and you told us that. Because Donald, when he first got introduced to basketball, coaches were, wanting him to be on the team. I was like, man, this guy don't know how to play. He just got here.
Yeah.
But because he's tall, you want to come over and sit on your bench? I mean, no.
Donald about to be popping in the next couple months. Like, seriously. I'm not saying that just because I'm in front of you guys. Like, he's about to be popping in the next couple months.
Yeah. We just, we appreciate you. I'm just going to say that.
Sure.
Now, you talked about how when you first started, you would do 6 sessions for $40. Of course, I was jealous. because that's certainly not the price no more. So if you guys hear this, don't get excited. He's not doing 6 sessions for $40 anymore. But talk about that.
I was the 6 sessions for $40. Now, granted, they didn't roll over. So you kind of had.
So if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed
okay.
it. Like that was like on you type
$40, man. Those are crack prices, man.
Yeah. So what I was doing back then was I was going to I was driving from basically Augusta to Atlanta every day, Monday through Friday, working out early in the morning out up there from like, I think we'll work out like 7 a.m. We go from like 7 a.m. to like 9:30, and then we'll come back again and go from like 11 to like 1:30, and I'll haul butt back home. And so I get here around that time when kids first getting out of school, like that 3:30,
so
4 o'clock.
How long was a session?
A session was an hour.
Okay.
So I would get here around about 4 o'clock, and I would bang out sessions to the red close. So I had little small groups, and I would keep groups really, really small. Like, I mean, similar to what you guys see now, but I mean, it just was $40.
It's $40. Listen, man, if a reputable coach, well, first of all, if a coach tells me he's charging $40 for 6 sessions, I'm automatically will assume that he's not reputable.
He's not. Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
For sure.
So yeah. So I like how you talked about, as it pertains to your purpose, that you love developing kids. And you want them to get attention, and you talked about D1, just getting some attention, and getting that exposure. So what does that look like?
So first off, to get attention, I mean, you got to have confidence, right?
Sure.
So that's why we try to do certain things and like have like OSA League. We try to have our own camps to go ahead and build these kids up. And to allow them just to be in those type of environments, whether it's a small environment or a big environment. I mean, I can't control like who comes to the camp, right? But one thing I can control is the energy that we create at the camp and in summer league as well. So when they do have the opportunity where they have to go try out for this team or have to go get ranked at this ranking camp or something like that, they'll be more equipped and ready for. So
ranking camps.
Yeah.
What's that?
So, man, there's so many guys out here that have camps that be trying to rank the kids and stuff like that. And I'm also speaking of like the bigger ones, like Pangos and stuff like that, full court press. Like those are the camps that kind of rank middle school kids. Yeah, because it's hard to see all the middle school kids. It's almost impossible. So you gotta kind of see what parents and what kids can make the investment to, send their kids to these camps. And I mean, if the kid is just that good already, I mean, they'll be seeking you type thing. They'll go ahead and invite you. But it's one of those things that you just kind of you want kids to obviously experience one day, right? And anybody just can't go to these camps.
Wow. So do you have to get invited to these camps, or?
So some of them you just can pay, but some of them you'll have to just get invited for. Yeah, it's actually complicated. If I'm being honest, I was trying to get my brother in it at one point, and it was like I was like, hey, man, you'll catch it on the back end. Like, let's focus on high school. Yeah, because I mean, you basically waiting on another person to say yay or nay about a middle school kid. Because, like I said, it's too many middle school kids. It's impossible to see them all.
Right. So is it enough for a kid to get exposure just by playing, like, with the school?
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it can work like that for you, but you limit your scope. So you can't be a kid that's saying, hey, I want to go to Duke, and you gonna say I'm gonna sit here and play here in North Augusta, and I'm not gonna play travel ball. Like Duke is not gonna see you. Like,
I got you. So basically, what you're trying to say is these kids want to play for certain schools. They're gonna have to get more exposure in bigger cities and things of this nature.
Most definitely. And I think some of the easiest things you can do as a kid and as a parent is figure out, I guess, where your kid want to go to school at, right? And put us back in position where, hey, you're choosing what school you want to go to, not just what school wants you as an athlete. I think that that's something that's missing. Like if I known what I know, well, heck, I did that in a sense, right? Like I was a preferred walk on at South Carolina State, and I built myself up to earn a scholarship athletically there. I had good grades, so I ended up getting into honors college, so that kind of took over my journey. But for other kids, figure out what school that you would want to go to. And as parents, I say, like, try to engulf them in it, whether they go to a camp there so they can go ahead and meet the coaches. You guys go ahead and rub elbows with them a little bit. I mean, it's one of those things that's just, it's kind of
So there's a lot of politicking going on nowadays.
Oh, man. It's
wow.
It's interesting. I'm sorry, my bad. It's interesting. It's good, but it's also it's annoying because it can be fake.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. So let me ask you this, man, real quick. Did I ask you this? How do you deal with parents?
Yeah, you did. But I don't think I answered it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever answered that question. Like, how do you deal with parents who,
I just deal with them with grace and love, man. I try not to get into too many back and forths with parents because obviously they'll make the last call with the kid, right? And if it's something that I don't know, I try to seek the information and present them back with the information. Or if I think this is just a little bit above me answering right then and there, because I always want to be led by the word when I don't want to be like just giving you my opinion or something. I just be like, hey guys, like I think we all should pray on this because I'm unsure. Like I had a kid one time, another school was trying to take him from his high school, and while he was like a junior, for his junior and senior year, another school was trying to take him from his parents basically and get him to go to like a charter school, and they were gonna have to go move into like North Carolina or something. I was like, man, as good as an opportunity that sounds, like you guys know whatever you guys deal with, on a day-to-day basis with your kid. Like I only see the basketball side. Granted, I can know a little bit possibly what you guys deal with, but like, hey, like I'm all for people keeping their kids and not allowing someone else to kind of, influence their kids. Because it's so easy for kids, even 15, 16-year-olds, just to get influenced in a negative nature, and they can just mess them up for good, especially by someone telling them they can't do something. Everybody's not a man or a woman yet that they can just be mentally strong and handle someone telling them that they can't do something like that. So that's one of our golden rules. Like I tell kids, like, hey, you can't say can't. Like that's not. Like I might mess with you and say, hey, that boy can't dribble. But I mean, it's out of love. And I'm smiling while I'm saying it. It's not in a malicious way.
Yeah, no, you're a phenomenal coach, man. Yeah. You hold these kids accountable, which for some reason as a society, we've lost sight of how important it is to hold, children accountable. We don't hold anybody accountable, it seems like. And so there's a sense of entitlement for seemingly everyone here. But I love the fact that you hold everyone accountable. How can people find you, Coach K Wright?
If you want to find me, you can find me on anywhere on the internet as Overlooked Skills Academy. That is OVER looked LOOKED skills SKILLS Academy ACADEMY.com.
Yeah, you're here in South Carolina, the North Augusta, Aiken County area.
Yeah, right here. So we run everything out of Riverview Park, North Augusta Riverview Park, home of the Peach Jam, Nike Peach Jam, and we have 2 campuses. So that's our home base. And we have Old Macedonian Baptist Church. It's near Fox Creek High School.
Yep. Listen, guys, this is going to conclude an episode of FreeGameDonD with Coach K Wright. They stopped in and chop it up with us today at Overlook Skills Academy, guys. Overlook Skills Academy. Life, family, and business.
I appreciate you.